Hey there, it's Lisa from Lisa MW back again with another political intuitive reading. I have been doing intuitive readings professionally for over 10 years, and I usually work with guides and teachers in spirit. And probably in the last 2 years or so, one of the things that's really shown up for me is my own oracle abilities and the ability to tune into higher wisdom, higher guidance from my goddess self, my higher self. And so I'm taking one of my most passionate topics, which is politics, and looking at it through the intuitive lens. So today I'm going to be using the Osho tarot deck, and I'm not going to be reading it as a traditional tarot because I don't really know enough to speak intelligently about that. But what I do know enough about is whatever I bring through in my own intuitive knowing. So I'm going to pick a card, and it's really just going to be sort of a jumping off point for what I'm going to talk about. So let's ask this question with regard to Justice Kennedy retiring from the Supreme Court bench. Leaves kind of a big hole there, and certainly if Mr. Trump gets to nominate and gets through a court, his own justice, like he did with Gorsuch, the fate of Roe versus Wade, so women with the ability to actually choose for themselves what they want to do with their body, could be rolled back, as well as marriage equality. So there's a lot of fear around this. And, you know, I kind of look at it as, yeah, it sucks. And what else? What else do we need to move us into action? Right? We have to be the ones to take care of this ourselves. I'd love to say, oh, well, I'll just sit around on a horse and wait for Bob Mueller to come. That's not going to happen. I mean, he may well, and, you know, fingers crossed. And that's not going to be what changes things. It's going to be us. And certainly we have a lot of motivation to change things. So I'm going to pick a card, and whatever's on the card, I'm just going to kind of riff off of that from my oracle space. All right, so let's see what card comes up. I don't even have one picked out yet. So let's see what we got. All right. The Miser. Oh, that's interesting. Okay, so the Miser. So I'll hold the card up. It's actually a very pretty card. Well, not so pretty, if you think about it, really. Okay, so the Miser. All right, so when we think about the situation, oh, yes, thank you. Okay, so when we think about the situation with the one justice retiring and Mr. Trump, because I won't call him president, Mr. Trump nominating someone for that space. And then the energy of the Miser comes in. And the Miser, to me, when I tune into the energy of that, it feels like I'm hoarding everything. It's mine, and you can't have it. And that's really what the energy that I'm picking up is about. Like, he is very happy, Trump is very happy that he gets to make that choice. And so the Miser is somebody who hoards things, who holds things, who is, the word that I'm getting is parsimonious. I will only give you a very little bit, but the rest is all for me. It's all for me. That's the energy I'm kind of picking up, is it's all for me. And when we look at the political landscape, that's not how our country was really set up to be. It's not all for one person, one faction, one group. It's not that way. It's supposed to be that all are equal, all have equal opportunities, which has never been true, really, but all have equal. I think that's the ideal when you really look at it. Certainly that's the ideal, but that's never, ever, ever been the case. And so when I look at the energy of the Miser, it feels very much to me like Mr. Trump is like pulling in the pieces. You know, this is mine, and this is mine, and this is mine. And when I said early on, it's up to us to not allow that, I think all of this is a wake-up call, truly. Even for those who have been awakened, right? Those who are woke and who have been ringing the bell since forever, that things are really in peril in this country. So for this particular energy, right, what is the antidote to the miser, right, is that those who wish to claim what is theirs don't give it up so easily to the person who wants to hoard it all for themselves, right? So I think the energy here to me feels like, how can we choose to stand up, each in our own way? You know, some people really are drawn to marches. Some people are drawn to writing letters to their congresspeople. Whatever way you choose to stand up and make your voice heard is the key here, in the energy of the miser, because the miser just takes and takes and takes. But how can the miser take if you don't give it up? So what's important to you? I was listening to a podcast this morning where they were talking about something that both sides agree on is the value of freedom, right? And so what does freedom mean to you, and what parts of our country does that resonate with you? I mean, let me say that in a different way. If freedom is important to you in whatever way it is, then how is that being taken away by the miser? How is that being taken away so that only certain people have freedom? Well, if that's important to you, Republican, Democrat, Independent, whatever, wherever you are on that spectrum, if freedom's important to you, then you might want to look at what can you do to keep that, right? To not give that up, to not allow that to happen, not only for yourself, but really for everyone. You know, I guess I've always been a little tree hugger, and I think that's partially informed by my spiritual views, that I truly believe that there is enough for everyone, and the more we do well, the more everyone does well. And so I'm very much like, here, let me give you a hand up so that we can all go forward and do well. And it's particularly hard to see a country where, for sure, that's not been going on with those who are Black and brown and Native American and from other countries. That's not been the case at all. And I think so many of us are really like looking around going, okay, now's the time to do something. So I hope that you'll look at the energy of freedom and the energy of the miser, who wants to kind of hoard that freedom for his or herself, and look at how can you claim that? How can you really open up into the energy of freedom versus being a miser? All right, this is all I've got for today. I hope to talk to you again soon, and bye for now.